Hey guys, Ridiculous Badger coming at you from Planet 880, and I woke up to a surprise this morning. What was my surprise? No, Cat. It's not about you, Cat. My surprise is that. Look, I mean, here, okay, disclaimer. For those of you who have been following my channel, you know that NYC has been collecting guild forts. I've been helping them by moving the guild forts right in front of them so that they can, collect them. I don't know. It's a fun thing that we're doing. It's documented on other videos. So anyway, I signed in this morning to find that the developers have started to shut down those guilds. I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just move some more guild forts in there, as I have been doing every single day. I was at nearly 100 guild forts in the NYC radius, and as you can see, we have gaps. So then I started typing. So, I mean, look, I've got my list. I'm going to pull up my list. And interestingly enough, the forts are available, or are visible, but the guilds are shut down. Like, let's take a look here. Let's see if I can do this right. Let's see. Okay, here's one. So, MSC. Okay. Leaderboard. MSC. Gone. Cannot join the guild. Interesting, right? Interesting. DO2. Let's see how many of these they did it with. Gone. Wow. I never thought we would actually impact the developers. Let's check this one. OYE. Gone. So, I mean, we had a hotfix last night. I don't know what the hotfix was for, but it's interesting that they didn't do anything about the... maybe they'll delete these guild forts at a later time. Maybe that was phase one. Phase one was removing the guilds from existence, and then they could do a search like, hey, if this guild fort belongs to a guild that doesn't exist, whatever. Very interesting. It just goes to show you that a lot of the times people say, oh, I don't talk to the developers because the developers don't pay attention to me, or the developers don't respond. And look, I mean, to me, it is very, very clear that this is not something the developers did of their own volition, but that people of NYC Guild were probably writing it to the developers and said, hey, we have this idiot on our planet. He's a moron. He's ruining this spot for us on the map. It's our part of the map. Give it back. And, yeah, all of these are dead now. You can't pull them up. So how many guilds exist? There's still a lot of guilds. That's what I don't get. There's still a lot of guilds on here. Dude, let's pick on potheads. Let's pick on potheads. Yeah, so you can view them, but you can't search them? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Here, let's... Okay, no, we're... Okay, so you can... They've taken all those guilds, even though you could still see them on the guild, You can still see them on the overall power, but when you actually search for them, you can't interact with that guild. To me, this is, once again, a half measure. One of the reasons that I did this is that, just having these guilds on the leaderboards just junks up the data. Pare it down to the guilds that exist. So once again, This is like a jury rig duct tape fixed by 7 Pirates. But hey, look, NYC, I'm glad you got your Lebens round back. You know, that you have room to operate. That's nice for you. I'm sure pretty soon they're going to remove these guild forts. So congrats. I don't know how much time that took. What was it, like 3 weeks, a month, something like that? But yeah, I mean, the developers do answer. That's, that's the thing. The developers do answer. And I'll tell you what, one of the things that I noticed is the way that they did this is they moved. So they took these guilds, and if the guilds had an inactive player, they removed they removed like the inactive players from these dead guilds. I had an Ark that was in one of these guilds, and I usually leave it in one overnight, and then the next day, like, I would log in and start moving forts again, and I noticed that all of the inactive Arks, it said like they left the guild, and I'm thinking like, what? Somebody actually went through all their old accounts and like found this Ark and logged in so that they could try and delete the guild? Like, no, the developers removed those players from the guild in order to delete it. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So I guess here my takeaway is, number one, kudos to the developers that you're actually listening to people. Shame on you developers that it took you this long to act. And I mean, NYC, you could have just moved your fort, man. You could have dealt with this like over a month ago, however long ago it was. I don't know. Game time seems to like have this odd compression in reality, but you could have just moved your fort like to this side. I don't know. But hey, I mean, I guess there's a certain value to standing out in the rain and claiming that you don't need an umbrella, but whatever. Alright, I guess it's back to the drawing board on this one, guys. It's been a fun one, though, really, this whole cycle. But it's not over yet. They still have to remove all these guild forts.